Boom! Big up, everybody. Welcome back to TJ Warren TV. Welcome back to the third episode of the Parlay Parlor. You're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I should be apologizing. So if anybody has taken my gambling advice, this is why we say gamble responsibly. Because if you guys have taken any of my picks so far, and you guys can feel free to trash me in the chat. If anybody has taken my picks in the first two shows of this game or of this entire show, I apologize. Like that's why we say gamble responsibly, right? I'm thinking about renaming the show to Fade TJ or The Mush or something, because it's been an absolute shit show so far on this show. But then again, I'm approaching a new era. I'm approaching a new season. And when I say new season, no, I'm not talking about the Prem, because the Prem is already going. I am talking about a new season of NHL hockey, which is why I am wearing my Avalanche stuff. This is obviously Quebec Nordiques throwback, but the Colorado Avalanche are back tonight. National Hockey League is back tonight, and I am going to make you money tonight. As we speak, the Chicago Blackhawks are visiting the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. And if you have not hit the over on that already, go ahead and do that and thank me later, because they are going to score a lot of goals, and we will continue to because the Florida Panthers are a goal machine and the Chicago Blackhawks are one of the worst teams in the league. So I believe that was a 5.5 goal over. Go ahead and just put a little bit of a unit on that one and thank me later. But right now we are going to go ahead and get in to a little bit of Arsenal football chat. Big up everybody that's already inside. Big up AFC always. Big up my guy. I love that profile picture, man. I got to get to Highbury, bro. I have to. That's absolutely insane. That is, bro. The problem is if I go to Highbury, I'll probably start weeping openly, which is not a good look for me, if I'm being completely honest. But anyway, yeah, I want to get into the conversation about Arsenal. Obviously, top of the table now that Liverpool have dropped 3 in a row, 2 in the league. On a verge, going into the international break of dropping 3 in a row, obviously. And I was just listening to Mike Doss. Big up Mike Doss. That would be the first time since the 50s that Liverpool have lost 3 league games in a row, if they do in fact lose to Manchester United. But I do not believe that is going to happen, and I believe a lot of people are in the same boat that I am. By the way, if you guys are watching, am I skipping around? My StreamYard is skipping around a bunch. Let me know if I am. And I'll see if I can adjust things a little bit. Let me show the comments on the stage. Guys, make sure you smash the likes. Guys, make sure that you are subbed to the channel if you are new. My dog is going crazy in the background. I have no idea what's going on. Glad for the 3 points, but it was an average performance, but the result is bigger than the performance. Yeah, by the way, and AFC always, I am so glad that you commented that. Guys, I respond to every single comment. If you guys ask a question or catch my eye with some outrageous comment, I will stop what I'm doing and I will address it, especially if it's a super chat. First, I will thank you for donating to this channel. Second, I will either say, "Oh yeah, like yeah, no, I agree with you," or I will get in an argument with you, or I will just say, "No, you're wrong." You know. So yeah, I agree, or I agree with you, AFC always. First of all, it was an average performance, but you know, it was against West Ham. We completely dominated them, but it was against West Ham. You know what I mean? Like West Ham are one of the worst teams in the league. Nuno is picking up the pieces at this point. Like what are we supposed to do? Again, like I want to get into the individual performances in that game if you guys want to. But yeah, overall it was average for the players we had on the pitch. How about that? And Nuno will set up West Ham a lot better than Graham Potter will. I rate Nuno as a manager. I think he's solid. But again, like it's West Ham. There were always a lot more problems than Graham Potter at West Ham United. Let's just be real. Big up Ozzy's Den. Big up. Go and subscribe to Ozzy's Den if you haven't already. Ozzy, why are you not a mod on my channel, bro? What is going on here? What am I doing? Bro, I am not I cannot fucking believe I have not modded up my guy Ozzy. Give me a second. Smash the likes while you guys are here. Obviously, I have not been live in a while just because I have a lot of life stuff going on. Nothing serious, but just stuff that requires my attention. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you are coming onto this channel, we will start posting content more regularly. But it's just been absolutely crazy. I'm not even gonna lie, it's just been absolutely crazy lately, and that's fine. I'm not gonna apologize to anybody but the viewers, the people that are here, the people that are sticking with me. That's all I'm gonna say. Like getting better at FIFA, bro. Sometimes you just need to take a mental break. Like I've been dealing with a lot of shit outside of this, outside of work. So, when I have some free time, sometimes I just want to be mindless. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. We need to do a show, bro. Anytime, Ozzy, anytime, bro. I'm going to do this one solo, but anytime, especially, I'm going to be doing a couple of shows throughout the week. And if you want to hop on for those, you're more than welcome to. And I'll announce those towards the end. But yeah, no, absolutely, Ozzy. Anytime you want to come on, you know you're my guy, bro. Big up Logic every single time. Big up my guy Joey. Obviously, Joey is my EAFC Sherpa, if you will. He is teaching me how to be a better player while also carrying me through Rush, which I appreciate. What's Ray Parlor? Who bet your own show? What? Oh yeah, that's funny actually. I get it. No. This is the Parlay Parlor, not the Ray Parlor, but the Parlay Parlor, which is where I give you gambling advice and gamble responsibly, and we make some money together and we have a little bit of fun. That's all that matters, people. That is all that matters. Make sure that you guys smash the likes. Make sure that you are subbing to the channel. Guys, I want to get into Arsenal season. And I have not been asked the question yet, but I'm sure people will start asking me. So I want to set some guidelines around when it is appropriate. And all you people in the chat, you let me know when it's appropriate. When is it okay to be Mikel Arteta in? When is it okay for Mikel Arteta to be a mostly favored manager by those of us that have been Arteta out? When is this appropriate? I want to answer that question while looking at what we've accomplished so far this season, what we haven't accomplished so far this season, and what we have ahead of us, because there is a lot to discuss. Even though we're only 7 games into the season, we're at our second international break. I cannot believe it's October 7th. I can't believe it. This year is going so fast, but we are going to talk about all of this, and I'm going to answer your questions. So before we get into that, I'm going to answer the questions because this is also a live Q&A. AFC Always, he says, do you think Saka was a bit selfish for the penalty when Gyökeres needed a goal? No, I do not. Because we all gave Kai Havertz shit for needing a confidence goal. When was that? 2 years ago? Yeah, it was 2 years ago because I remember it was against Bournemouth. I remember this. We were at the Vitality Stadium dropping them on the cherries. We were up 3-0. We drew, I think it was was it a Mill Smith Rowe that drew the pen? Somebody drew a pen, and they gave it to Kai fucking Havertz because he needed a goal. No, we don't need confidence goals. We paid 65 million. We are paying you over 100 bags a week to play football for this football club, to be the talisman in the 9. No, you shouldn't need a penalty to give you confidence. That's my point. What the fuck are we doing here? I didn't know Premier League football was like playground. Like, oh yeah, well, we feel bad for that kid that's crying. He's losing confidence. He's sitting in the corner over there. No, Gyökeres just won best striker at Ballon d'Or. Why are we catering to this guy? He needs to do better. If anything, we should be taking more of those chances away so he's more motivated to go out there and actually create something. And the argument that I keep hearing is, oh, well, TJ, he's not getting any service. Bro, I don't give a shit. We're paying you so much money. Go out there, and with the limited chances we are giving you, because he has had chances, let's be real, he's just been he just looks like he's had cinder blocks for feet for the past fucking 5 weeks. Go out there and take your chances. He's had chances. Go out there and take your chances. Big up always, like AFC always. Like bro, you have been my dog for years and years since I've been on this platform. 2.5 years I've been on this platform. You've been my dog, but man, we never rate charity here. I don't rate charity shields. I don't rate charity penalty kicks. Period. I'm so glad Bukayo Saka got the chance and he buried it. He buried it. My fucking right winger, bro. And all the ops can hold that because they were trashing Saka all year long. Oh man, well, he looks like he's falling off. Oh man, those injuries are really affecting him. No, he's still one of the best right wingers, arguably the best right winger in the Premier League. Stop this. I don't want to hear shit about Mohamed Salah. The Egyptian king has fallen. It is time for Bukayo Saka to rise, and he did this weekend. Not only did he cook during the penalty kick, he cooked during the goal that Declan Rice buried. What an absolute passage of play, by the way. Bukayo Saka holding up play, getting it back to Zubamendi. Zubamendi with an absolute piss missile to Eze. Eze with an absolute piss missile on goal. The deflection from Areola right onto the boot of Declan Rice. Declan Rice, what a goal. What a goal. And that is why I have confidence in this team right now, because of goals like that. If we had certain players that we have had in the past in the starting 11 during that passage of play, they either kick it into row Z or they scuff it. This team, this starting 11 can do that. That was incredible. And big up Zubamendi. What a through pass. What a through pass. You are thrown into the game in relief of Martin Odegaard. And I get well soon, Martin Odegaard. He was actually starting to play well, by the way, which was really, really disappointing to see him. By the way, he set a record. He set a record. And I don't know if this has been talked about on YouTube because I haven't been watching YouTube. But he is the first player in Premier League history to be subbed off due to injury 3 matches in a row. Get well, Martin Odegaard. Get well. Get well. But yeah, no, I don't think it was selfish. Score the goal. Move on. Score the goal, move on. Yeah, big up Jordan every single time, my guy. Big up. Hope you're well. Happy puck day. Happy puck drop day, baby. Happy puck drop. We're only going to go for about 45 minutes here because I do want to go watch some puck. And the Avalanche play late tonight, so I got to get my shit together so I can stay up and watch them late. What is with this manager letting a player play on when they are injured? It's unless the player asks to come off, I think he's incredibly unaware. So unless he's on the floor or the player is actively asking to come off, he's going to run him into the ground. It's just how this manager goes. You saw it with TP5. You saw it with Bukayo Saka. You saw it with Odegaard. You've seen it with Timber. You saw it with, there are umpteen examples of this manager doing it. It's one of the things that annoys me the most about him. But at the end of the day, it's just the way that this guy is. And that's not an excuse. I don't rate him for that. I don't rate the manager for some of the decisions he makes injury-wise. But, like, prime example, Declan Rice was hurt. Like, I think, what was it, like 70th, 75th minute? I need to check that. Let me pull it up. He was injured. Obviously, he was getting bothered by his back. He couldn't continue. Mikel Arteta did not pull him off. He had to request to be pulled off when the game was pretty well locked away, if I remember correctly. We had the 2-0 lead. Let me look. You guys got to remember, I was on vacation while I was watching this, so God knows what was happening here. Yeah, so he gets subbed off at the 80th minute. He brings on Mikel Moreno. He didn't look bad, but if his back was bothering him, he went down. He asked to be subbed off, and he subbed him off. It is what it is. I don't think it's that deep, but I do think that this this manager will overplay players that are injured, but at the same time, I also think the players will stay on if they feel they can stay on because they don't want to let the manager down or they don't want to lose their spot. This is an incredibly deep squad. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys are afraid of losing their spot if they went down. So that being said, yeah, we haven't paid for it yet, and I think I'm hesitant to comment on this too much because we are so deep as a squad right now that there's no excuses. Like we are deep at every position. We have players to play at every position. And I don't need to review it with you guys because this chat is smart, except for Staffy TV. Everybody in this chat is smart, right? So you guys know we have depth at every position, except for maybe left wing. But I mean that's arguable, depending on when you bring on Trossard, or depending on where if you put SA over there, or depending on if you put Martinelli over there, whatever time you decide to do that. But hey, you saw it this match. I mean, you saw Eze in the 10. Eze absolutely cooked in the 10 against West Ham. I want to see him against better competition again and playing in the 10. And I think we're probably going to get that chance because Martin Odegaard is potentially out for several months. So, yeah, no, squad depth, injuries, it's not really a thing. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Never, bro. Give him praise if he does something praiseworthy. That's about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm praising him the last couple of weeks. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't mean I'm Arteta in. That means I recognize a manager when he's actually managing well. You have to look at these things. You have to look at these things from a neutral point of view sometimes, and you can't always be Arteta out. You can't always be Arteta in. You got to look at things objectively. That was the word I was looking for. You got to look at these things objectively, which is why I've not been on streams trashing Arteta. I've actually been giving him his flowers for this management of the last few matches, and we'll get into that as well. Big up AOC always. He says, I'm pissed off. The Cronkies are expanding Emirates Stadium, all for the tourists. Why not focus on Arsenal winning major honors first? Hey, I think if we don't win major honors now, like, what's the point? Like, if we don't win major honors, and this is my whole, this is a crux of my argument. If we don't win major honors this season, with the way Liverpool are looking and the dichotomy in the league and the parity in the leagues that is going on right now, like this season, and I'll go ahead and say it, and let me know if you guys agree with me in the chat. I'll go ahead and say it. If we do not win the league this season, I think it will be the worst crime. I think it will be worse than when we were up 8. I think it will be worse than when we were ahead for 93% of the season. I think it will be worse than that, dude. I just see it. I just see it. I got something on my teeth. That's embarrassing. That will be worse than anything. Because of the squad depth that we have and the talent that we brought in over the season. Did I get it? No, I didn't get it. Oh my God, dude. How embarrassing. There we go. We got it. We got it, people. We got it. We don't like shit stuck in people's teeth. Let's be real. But I think it will be a worse crime than what we saw in 22-23 and dropping the lead in 23-24 and not getting it over the line in 24-25 because of the squad depth, because we don't have the likes of Rob Holding. We're not depending on Trossard to play in the 10. We're not depending on a weak need Gabriel Jesus get home soon, or get well soon, my guy. Get well soon. We're not depending on that. We have depth at every single position. So we have no excuses for losing the league this season. None. And does that mean, hey, TJ, does that mean you think we're going to win the league? No, that doesn't mean that I think we're going to win the league yet. Ask me in December. I told Flawless the same thing. Ask me in December. Because if we get through some of these mediocre teams and mid-table fixtures that we have between now and December and get through relatively unscathed while Liverpool play mediocre football, while you see some of their older club members fall off, while you see some of their big ticket 100 million, 135 million transfers fall through or become busts, we could do it. I could change my mind. I could be convinced. So I'm going to say all that over a penalty. Yes, all that over a penalty. I know I was super late getting to this chat, but yeah, all that over a penalty. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what we discussed. Eze and Gyökeres in the same category, adjustment period. The Gyökeres, I think Eze is not in an adjustment period. I think that he has come to our team and actually cooked. I don't think this is an adjustment period, to be 100% honest with you. I think that Eze is cooking. He just has not gotten the GA yet. I think, and it was United Spurs of America, Dirty Dom Mysterio, who big up Jacob, by the way, who was messaging me saying, "Oh, TJ Eze has the worst shot to goal differential or ratio in the league. He has 19 shots, 0 goals. Who gives a shit? If you watch the games, the guy is shooting. I don't care. If it's generating chances like we saw on that goal from Declan Rice, then I don't care if he doesn't score. As long as the ball goes in the net at some point, who cares? Who cares? I think Eze's adjusted very, very well, and I think he's been one of our most dynamic and creative players so far. Gyökeres needs to form the fuck up. I'm going to be real. Gyökeres has completely underwhelmed me this season. I want him to bang. Don't get me wrong. I want Gyökeres to cook. I am not saying this with a smiling face. I bought the guy's kit. I haven't worn it yet because I've been ashamed to do so. The guy has been mailing in stinker after stinker after stinker. Somebody has to say it. I will say it. This guy is mailing in stinkers. He needs to start performing. No, the adjustment period is coming to an end. Okay? And eventually, if he continues to do this, he's going to start drawing the ire of the fan base. And then you will see our $65 million 9 talisman get replaced when Kai Havertz comes back from injury. And you will see Kai Havertz get slotted in if Gyökeres isn't performing. Watch it happen. I don't want it, but it's going to happen. And truthfully, through this point in the season, in the last 2 seasons, Kai Havertz has produced more than Gyökeres has. Facts hurt. 3 goals through the first 4 games. 2 of them against a mediocre NPC Leeds backline. But I'm supposed to believe that this guy is the best striker in the world? Maybe in La Liga Portugal, maybe there, but not in the Prem. In the Prem, he's been delightfully mediocre. And don't even get me started on him being on the ball. And I defended him too. I defended him against absolute idiots, Staffy and Griggs. Big them up. I guess they're not idiots. But they were giving me shit about what the profile of this type of player and the kind of striker he was going to be. Well, against Man United, he looked like he was going to be the guy who was going to be able to put defenders off and to body defenders. No, but against Leeds, oh, well, he looks technical. Well, it was against fucking Leeds. Oh, against Nottingham Forest, he can actually hit people on the counter and he can run the channels. Bro, choose. Outside of those 3 moments, outside of the pen, outside of the moment where he cut back against 2 Leeds NPCs, cut back against a time where it was a tap in from Eberechi Esse. What has he done since then? Hit the post, fallen on his face, bro. Like, come on, Staffy. I'm doing it. I'm doing it out of purely out of the fact that I was wrong. I have to deflect, bro. I have to deflect. You know me. It's like me in the WhatsApp group, bro. I have to constantly be on the defense. My shield has spikes on it, bro. That's what this is. I think blowing the 8-point league was worse. I don't think so. I mean, just with the problem that I see with that is that we still had a Granit Xhaka who was out of form. We lost Saliba. He was in, or was it Gabriel Saliba? Yeah, it was Saliba. We lost Saliba and we had Rob Holding at our back line, bro. Like this is the point. Like we had no back line. We had Aaron Ramsdale in goal. And nobody is going to convince me that Aaron Ramsdale in this squad would be doing any better than David Raya. This club has drastically improved from personnel-wise from that 22-23 season. So if this manager is the golden god everybody thinks he is, then he will be able to utilize these players and get us to the promised land. I think with this manager, or not the manager, excuse me. I think with this squad, losing the league would be embarrassing. Embarrassing. I'm gonna be real, especially with what are looking like to be either flops or slow starts from Isak and Wirtz over at Liverpool. So that's it. That's my thought on that. Big up. Yes, smash the likes, people. Smash the likes. We got 6 inside on YouTube, 13 inside on Twitter. Go over there and hit the like on YouTube if you guys are in fact on Twitter, people. And of course, smash the subs if you're new, people. Smash the subs. We're on the road to 2K. And I swear to God, if I don't go live every day between now and the end of the year, Staffy's going to kick me off American Waffles. So go over there. Go every stream I go on, I get called names. Well, stop being a prick. How about that? It's pretty easy. Like stop inciting everywhere you go, Staffy. And maybe people will be like, you know what? That's Staffy. He's a nice guy. Big up AFC always. He says, TJ, you're forgetting the amount of misses Kai Havertz did when it really mattered. Man United in the FA Cup, Newcastle in the FA Cup semifinal. How many misses has Gyökeres had? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the chance that he had against Leeds. Let's talk about the chance that he had against United. Let's talk about the several chances that he had against Forest before he was actually given one on a plate. Gyökeres, I think he even missed one against who did we play in the Carabao? I don't even remember. Who were we playing? Newport County? Like when we were playing Newport County. Was it Newport County? I don't remember. Either way, like the guy didn't get GA against a League One team. Like he needs to be doing a lot better. That's all I'm saying. Bro, I said nothing and you called me an idiot. Dude, the game is the game. Shout out Samal Lee Gunner. The game is the game. Big up Flawless in the chat as well. Flawless, are you seriously going to come on the Avalanche Mammoth watch along? Let me know. By the way, that's an incredibly good plug or a good segue to talk about the shows that I got coming up. So on Thursday, people, we will be doing our first Colorado Avalanche watch along on this channel. We will be watching the Colorado Avalanche home opener against the Utah Mammoth, the newly branded Utah Mammoth. So we will be going live at, I believe, what is it? I think it's like, what is it? 1:45 in the morning UK. We'll be going live. I'll be going live immediately after American Waffle. So I'm going to go over there. I think Staffy, and the boys are going to do a team of the season so far. And then we are going to go ahead and migrate over here. And then I think it's me, Strasburg Steve, and Flawless watching the Utah Mammoth versus the Colorado Avalanche. And yeah, you guys will you guys will say, hey, TJ, you might not have any ball knowledge. I sure as shit have puck knowledge. I'll tell you that. So we're gonna teach Flawless about hockey. I think that's what we're gonna do. Gyökeres will start banging in goal after international break. He looks second behind in the attacking phases, in my opinion. I agree. I think that the adjustment period has to end, though. That's the whole point. Eventually, we need to see him bang. So, if we're talking about this in the same vein, in the after the international break, or a few games after the international break, when we're playing against a couple of Menos, then that's a real problem. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's a serious problem. Okay, he's gonna be there. Yeah, Flawless will be there. We're gonna watch hockey with Flawless. I don't know how many hockey games Flawless has watched, but I'll tell you what, we'll educate him. We'll educate him. Don't you worry about that. We need to stop with the GNXG nonsense. We watch the game with our eyes. Exactly, AFC always. And that's what I'm saying about Eberici Eze. That is what I am saying about Eberici Eze. Eze has been the most dynamic and creative player in this club this season. You could talk about Odegaard when he's come on for his microwave minutes before he gets injured. But if you are talking about pure creativity, it's Eze. And it has been. What a fucking signing. What a signing. Same with Zubamendi. What a signing. Those two signings, I am rating over Gyökeres day and night. Those two signings are going to be the reason we win the league if we win the league. I'm not even going to lie to you. Let's be real about that. Yes, and big up Flawless every single time. Big up everybody inside. Make sure you smash the likes. You know what? I had this up and then I got distracted because I wanted to talk to the chat, which is awesome because I appreciate the chat being here. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes. Again, I don't stop going live until I get 15 likes minimum. So get us up to 20 likes, but I'm going to stay live until we get 15 of them. I'm not even going to lie to you. Let's go ahead and review some of this real quick. Big up everybody that's been here so far. Arsenal. Let's go ahead and share the screen here. Because we need to talk seriously. Went to my live first hockey game this year and saw lots of similar. Yeah, there are a lot of similarities. There are a lot of similarities, which is why I think they translate. They translate really well if you're talking about one to the other. I disagree respectfully. Zubamendi has been good and hasn't been good enough in my opinion. I assume that's what you're saying, AJ. Big up, AJ. I would trade him for Adam Wharton in a heartbeat, bro. No, no. I'm sorry. His bangers against Nottingham Forest, man. The through passes, the generation, the ball control in the midfield, man. I think Zubamendi's been great. I think he's been a send. I think he's been a godsend so far, to be honest. I think he's been great. But big up AJ. Let's go ahead and share the results so far this season and talk about where we are going next. Because I think it's good. In order to understand where you are going, you need to understand where you've been. You know what I mean? And that's one to grow on. So let's go ahead and talk. Oh, it's Port Vale. God, I'm an idiot. Port Vale. Port Vale wasn't Newport County. It's Port Vale. All right. So we started off the season, guys. We started off the season against Man United at home, or at Old Trafford, excuse me. And we sneak out a 1-0 win. Gabriel goal. Look, it was a slow start. I wasn't happy with the way that we set up. It was super defensive. It looked like, if I remember correctly, our passing was absolute shit. It looked like we weren't even on the same page in terms of where we expected our attacking players to be. It just looked like they hadn't played with each other for a long time. So I allowed it because it was a win against Man United away. However shit Man United are, like a win at Old Trafford is a big thing, mostly because we step on our own dicks at Old Trafford. So I'm really glad that we got that done. I wasn't too concerned at that point. Leeds 5-0. Obviously, we don't even need to talk about that. It's Leeds. Gyökeres gets a brace. We did look special in that match, but again, it's Leeds United. Like, big teams beat teams like Leeds who are just coming up from the championship, especially at home. Especially at home. Liverpool, Soboslai, absolute fucking worldy. I was upset with the way that we set up. It wasn't offensive, but we still looked like we could have done something there, which is extremely disappointing. And I judge Mikel Arteta for that. And I was extremely harsh on him because I felt like Liverpool were there to be gotten at. At that point, Liverpool were on 2 wins in a row, both at the death. And we could have done a lot more at Anfield. Soboslai worldy buries us. We lose 1-0. I was pissed. I'm not even going to lie to you. Everybody was saying that Liverpool was running away with the league. I never said that. I said we need to see how long these Liverpool results are going to carry out before I can actually say, hey, the league is over. But you can't win the league you can't win the league in August, but you can certainly lose the league in August, if that makes sense. So yeah, Liverpool get one, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and go get past that because things start getting better, but not in a hurry. Arsenal win 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. I already talked about that. 2 fantastic goals from Zubamendi and a goal from Gyökeres that was delivered to him on a plate. Again, if it was always Gyökeres, and I said this during the watch along, if Gyökeres is a tap-in merchant, that means he's scoring goals. I can't say he's a tap-in merchant because he hasn't been scoring goals. So big up to Eberici SA on that goal. It was fantastic. Again, who got the ball over the top? Zubamendi. Again, people have been saying Zubamendi doesn't look good. No, I think Zubamendi has been looking just fine. I think he's just fine. And I think he's only going to get better. Things can only get better. Whoa, you guys know that song? Anyway, Man City, Athletic Club, we beat them 2-0. Good game, good opening into the Champions League. I'm not necessarily going to talk about the champs, but again, we look good in the Champions League. We have a goal differential of 4. We have not conceded in the Champions League yet. Fantastic. This one is what's really going to bug me. And this was when I was at the Premier League Fan Fest, and I had to watch this with 3,000 of my closest friends. I cannot fucking believe still the way that we lined up against this Man City squad. They were there to be gotten at. Brighton got at these guys, but we are putting in 3 CDMs. This is when I was the most Mikel Arteta out this season, is because we looked like we were just going to concede. We looked like we were just there to we were there to defend. We were afraid of conceding. And what did we do? We conceded early in the match. And if it wasn't for a Martinelli worldy, an incredible chip over Donnarumma, man, it would be long for us. I'm not going to lie. It would be extremely long for us. Port Vale, I'm not going to talk about. Arsenal versus Newcastle. Newcastle can hold. This was probably the best managerial performance from Mikel Arteta this season. I'm not even going to lie to you. Absolutely incredible subs. Things that we've been crying out for a long time. Subs and key moments. Key subs and key moments. And he put in an absolute masterclass here. I can't even lie to you. And look, like, people want me to be Mikel Arteta out. Yeah, I can be Mikel Arteta out. But you got to give him his flowers when he delivers us 3 points at St. James Park, where we've won once in the past 3 years. And we've played multiple fixtures there in and outside of the league. So, it was an absolute, I can't say anything bad because we got the win. Was it at the death? Yes. But we stuck in there and we showed that we were mentally strong. In the past, if we go down 1-0 and we are getting a bunch of decisions going against us, and objectively, the refs in that match were a fucking disgrace. A disgrace. A disgracia, guys. And I don't say that very often. The fact that we were able to get it over the line through all of that adversity showed a lot to me. It really did. It showed me that we are a serious, serious side. Let's keep moving. Arsenal 2-0 against the Olympiacos. Good, I guess. I would expect nothing less. And then the 2-0 over West Ham. Look, you get the results. It wasn't our best game. It really wasn't. We got Odegaard out. He goes out with an injury. Zubamendi, again, great through pass. Cut back from Bukayo Saka to Zubamendi. We already talked about this. To Eze. Fantastic shot by Eze. Fantastic save. Rebound goal by Declan Rice. And you knew the game was over at that point. West Ham couldn't generate anything. They're getting used to a new manager. It is what it is. We got the 3 points. We move. We have Fulham away on Saturday, October 18th. Just a couple of international break comments. I wish Declan Rice would have stayed back. He didn't. Odegaard has been withdrawn from Norway, which is a good decision, obviously, because he's going to be, I can't even remember what happened to him. What the hell? Anyway, sorry guys, I'm fried because I had to work all day today. But anyway, Odegaard is out for a long time. 2 months at least is what they're saying. So here we go. So Fulham. So let's look forward, guys. What are you guys saying? Play along with me in the chat here. Play along with me in the chat. How many guys do we got on YouTube? We got 3 guys on YouTube right now. Guys that are still listening on YouTube. Play along with me right now. Fulham. What do we expect to happen? I'm saying 2-1 Arsenal. That's what I'm saying. Atletico Madrid. 2-1 Arsenal. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace at home. If we stay injury free, we should beat them. I'm going to say 2-0 Arsenal. Like Brighton at home. If we lose to Brighton at home in the cup, oh my days, guys. I am going to be fuming. We have to get over the hump in these cup competitions. Round of 16 against Brighton. Excuse me. We should be beating them 2-0. Minimum. 2-0 minimum. Even with a rotated squad. Beat them 2-0 minimum. Burnley away, easy 4-0. Slavia Praha away, 3-1. Let's just go ahead and say it. Sunderland away. Now this is a game that we could fumble, to be honest with you. Going up against Granit Xhaka, going up against a well-formed Sunderland team. Yeah, they lost against Man United. They're still a team that is gelling to the Premier League. They did not look good in that match, but they looked good in every other match that I've watched of them so far, except against Burnley. Of the sides that came up from the championship, they've looked the best. And I think they will continue to do that, but they will have humps along the way. They will hit speed bumps. So it is what it is. And this is what I'm talking about. AJ, this is what I'm talking about. Like when I see that Sunderland match, I get a little worried. I'm not gonna like throw the baby out with the bathwater. We should obviously be beating them and beating them soundly, but I'm not gonna say like it's gonna be a walk in the park. It won't be. It won't be. Because Arsenal make every away match extremely difficult. So there we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say 2-1 Arsenal against Sunderland. And then Tottenham at home, 3-0. 3-0, fuck Spurs. And honestly, that's where I'm going to stop. You want to know where I stopped there? Why I stopped there? Because we played Bayern at home in the Champions League. I think we should win that. Chelsea away, it gets dicey. But if we win, guys, if we win all of those matches, which we are favored in every single one of those matches, Liverpool are going to drop points. Look at the way they're playing. Man City are going to drop points. They have problems in the midfield. If we win all of those games, and we are perfectly capable of doing that, then I'm going to start to believe. And that's one to grow on. But guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. We're going to go ahead and get into the Parlay Parlor part of this show because I have to get going. I need to watch some NHL hockey, baby. The NHL is back. So what we are going to be talking about are some of the international fixtures that I have laid some coin on. And I'm not going to share my screen here because I am not being paid by BetMGM to advertise their product. I also don't want to show you guys how much I'm betting. Just kind of know, like, actually, you know what? No, I'm actually going to take that back. I'll show you guys because look, I always say, bet responsibly. I always bet like 10, 20 bucks on a game. So I don't mind showing you guys that. And I can show you guys how crazy I'm going in the international window because it's funny. That being said, I'm still like 50 up. So I like having a little bit of play money. I started out with $100. What was it? Like 2 months ago. So I've been staying pretty consistent. So yeah, this is the parlay part of this show. So let's go ahead and look at my open bets that I have right now. So this is the one for the NHL that I want to talk to you guys about. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And we're already cooking on one of them. We're already cooking. Oh my goodness gracious. This is why you guys need to listen to me when we're talking about the NHL. This is why you guys need to listen to me. Hold on. Let me look. And I'm probably going to jinx it, but we'll go ahead and share this anyway. All right. So I put $10 No sweat. Put $10 on there. I got a parlay for the Avalanche and the Kings and the Panthers and the Blackhawks. Over 5.5 goals for the Panthers and the Blackhawks. We are well on our way there, averaging 2 goals a period at this point. We have one Blackhawks and Panthers early, and we have the Panthers on the power play. So they will score over 6 goals. This game tonight between the Avalanche and the Kings is going to be an absolute goal fest. An absolute goal fest. Who's the Los Angeles Kings goaltender? I don't rate the Kings at all. Los Angeles Kings goalie. Darcy Kuemper. Yeah. All right. So I really have to make sure. Anton Forsberg and Darcy Kuemper. So Darcy Kuemper, big up Darcy Kuemper, by the way, because he was our goalkeeper. He was our goaltender when we won the Stanley Cup. He is dog shit during the regular season. This guy couldn't stop a beach ball. He was awful. And I think going up against his former club that he won a Stanley Cup championship with the Los Angeles Kings, I think there's going to be a lot of goals there. And I got even odds on it. So, and guys, as I live and breathe, as I live and as I breathe, we just saw the Panthers score. We are already on our way there, people. We are already on our way there. Over 5.5 for the Blackhawks and the Panthers. You're welcome. Honestly, if I saw an over 6.5 there, I would take it still. I would take it right now because there's going to be a ton more goals in there. We already have 3, and there's 6 minutes left in the first period. There are 3 periods in hockey, people. Anyway, so yes, I did take an over 6 for the Avalanche and the Kings, and we'll see how that one checks out. We'll see how that one checks out. And then I put an absolutely insane one out there for football, and we'll just go through it because I think I put like 6 legs on it. I put 6 legs on it, but I win $69 nice dollars. So I took Finland over Lithuania at -200. I took the Netherlands over Malta. That was super easy. I took Bosnia and Herzegovina over Cyprus. I took Montenegro over the Faroe Islands. Montenegro should win that. The Faroe Islands. How many people I think there are more people that live in Kansas City that live in the Faroe Islands, to be honest. And then I took Denmark over Belarus. That was at -650, easy pick. And then Kazakhstan over Liechtenstein. And that gives me $69.50 on a $10 bet. And those are the parlays that I am playing so far. Now, looking ahead to the NHL slate. So people, if you are watching and you are of age and you want to put some coin on some NHL overs, and I'm not going to put too much emphasis on wins and losses in the NHL. A lot of what I put on there are overs. We are going to talk about that primarily. And what I want to talk about is the slate for the rest of the week. So let's go through the slate for the rest of the week. The over-under for the Bruins and Capitals. That's tasty. 5.5. Anytime you see 5.5 on an NHL score, especially this early in the season, it's around the December, January timeframe where people really start forming up. People really start playing defensively well and gelling as a team. That's when you start seeing those unders hit more than the overs. So Boston Bruins and Capitals, maybe take a flyer on that, maybe sprinkle that in a little bit. The Kings are playing back-to-back games. They're playing against the Avalanche tonight and the Golden Knights tomorrow. If I were you guys, I'm going to go ahead and take back what I said, and I would put in a little bit on and I'm being dead serious here. I would sprinkle a little bit on this -5.5. I would say the Knights will beat the Kings. I think the Knights are stacked. They will beat them by 2 goals, and that's a pretty nice return that you get there. And then I want to go down to my club, and I'll let you guys know what I am laying down for this one. So the Avalanche versus the Mammoth at Ball Arena on Thursday. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smash the over on that because I don't rate the Mammoth defensively. They're not very good. Their goaltending is not that good either. The Avalanche have two of the best scorers in the league with with McKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog coming back. And we're finally solid defensively. We have Bobby Orr in defense for the Colorado Avalanche. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit on the over for 6. And I will sprinkle a little bit on the spread. We will beat the Mammoth, no problem, by 2 goals. Fade TJ is what they're saying. Fade TJ. So yeah, no, Mike Doss. Go ahead and go against me. Go against me. It's fine. I don't even know if mobile betting is legal in California. I don't think it is. But go ahead and fade me if you want to. We'll see what happens. So the bets that I have right now, and this is my recommendation, and you don't have to do this as a parlay. You don't have to. You can do this as individual bets. One of them is going to hit. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Avalanche minus 1.5 against the Mammoth. Over 6. Let's go up here. Avalanche over 6 tonight against the Los Angeles Kings. And I am very, very confident in, and obviously we're definitely going to hit that over for the Blackhawks Panthers. And then what was the other one that I just talked about? Kings Knights tomorrow. The late game on TNT. Go ahead and take the Knights winning against the spread. And that, people, is Parlay Parlor. Big up everybody for joining. Who the hell is live? Big up Don C every single time. My G, bro. We're going to be running an American Idiots this week. Don, I might be hitting you up so we can just talk about a little bit of Asna season in review a little bit more. But big up everybody that watched. How many likes are we on? Are we on 15 likes? We're on 17 likes, people. Big up. Thank you guys so much for joining. Even Mike Doss. Even that fucking fraud Staffy who came through earlier today. What an absolute loser. Really, really appreciate it. Let's see who is live. We're going to go ahead and redirect people. Oh, my God. Why is the only one I'm seeing live Husam? Why is that? Why is that? There has to be somebody else. There has to be somebody else. You know what? We're going to redirect over to Zier. Big up Zier. We're going to redirect over to Zier. Go over to Zier and say TJ Warren TV raid, people. We will be live. Go ahead and we will be live again for the Utah Mammoth Colorado Avalanche game on Thursday. I will be on Staffy TV on Thursday directly before that for American Waffle. We will also be live for the United States versus Ecuador on Friday night. I believe that's Saturday morning, 1:30 a.m. UK. I believe Flawless will be joining us for both. That will be a Marshall, RSM, TJ, Flawless, the entire fucking slate on this channel for those watch-alongs. So make sure that you guys come through for that. Until next time, signing off. We will see you later. Big up for tuning in.